¿Cuál es la tía que va de negro, tío?
Seguro.
¿Eh?
Me lo Andrea, ¿no?
No.
Soy yo.
Ah, la Key, ¿no?
Sí.
Eh...
Yo antes la tenía puesta, pero es que esa es la mejor skin para camuflarte, tío.
La mejor. Es la mejor, hermano. Y más con los contrastes de color que tiene el juego este.
Get yourself a proper warm-up. We'll be deploying soon.
¿Quién me está viendo ahora? Sí, esas horas. Que se manifieste el WhatsApp que me esté viendo.
Playtime's over, mate. You're going to the
No,
war
mira.
zone. Battle Royale. Avoid the gas. Get to the safe zone.
Anybody need this?
Yo no lo veo ni una vez, ¿eh? Ni una vez no se ha caído, ¿eh?
Vamos, cae ahí.
Buy station confirmed.
Heading in.
Copy your mark.
Wait, delay that.
Your primary objective is to kill them all.
Wow, ¿eh?
Enemy UAV overhead. Friendly UAV overhead.
Ahorita roja.
Bounty target identified. Slot the bastard.
Ahorita roja. Me va para las armas ya, ¿eh?
Vámonos.
Anyone use body armor?
Vamos a comprarla.
Sí, vámonos.
Enemy UAV overhead. Got a loadout drop inbound. Enemy UAV overhead.
allí, tío.
Waypoint marked. Move. Bounty target is down. Well done.
Bueno, ¿qué hacemos, chavales?
Setting charge.
Gas is inbound.
Cierra puntito.
Podemos coger esto, hacerla.
Setting claymore.
Contract marked.
Carita roja. Joder.
Anyone use body armor?
Los muertos, como te la gozas, ¿eh?
¿Cómo está el Poppy?
Joder. Carita roja, tío.
Quillo, ¿cuántas cosas?
4, tío. 5 conectados.
Move to the next area and secure the perimeter. Anyone use body armor?
Quillo.
Voy a comprar aquí, tío. Tengo 10.000 otra vez, cojones.
Y otro mundo me queda.
Setting charge.
Y después llevo cualquiera que no es muy duro. Ay, Dios mío.
Waypoint marked. Move. Cancel that.
Déjame dinero, posada.
Marking rally point. Cancel.
¿Qué hacemos? ¿Vamos por la...? O esperamos las armas.
Esperamos la arma. Va a caer donde está el canyon. Va a caer aquí.
Waypoint marked. Move.
Yo 2 minutos todavía, mano. Flipa, colega.
Enemy helo.
¿Dónde?
El helicóptero.
Enemy helo.
Helicóptero.
Mira, por nosotros viene, mira.
Pues ya va craqueado. Quedado craqueadísimo, tío.
Pero esto va a saltar.
Hay uno aquí, sí.
Movement.
¿Qué le está dando, Andrés?
A los del helicóptero. Lo acabo de destruir. Cómo se ve el láser ese, tío.
Coño.
Claro que ahí.
Ay.
Ahora ya va a caer la arma.
Joder, macho. Pasa aquí, carajo.
Vale, con esta no tengo. No.
Marking shot field upgrade here. Cancel that.
Estás a tomar por culo, tío.
Ya. Tío, coche, tío. Aquí alrededor mía, 3 coches, cojones.
Ya.
Vienen pareados.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Dios mío de mi arma.
Ya.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Enemy UAV overhead.
¿Cuántas cajas?
A mí me ven.
Contract failed. Let's sharpen up.
¿Helicóptero?
Y nada. Deberíamos de coger punto ya, Vamos a ver.
Enemy UAV
Están
overhead.
disparando de por ahí. Están disparando de helicóptero, ten cuidado.
¿Por qué dónde?
Como de las navecillas, donde quiera, Por allí.
Moving here.
Hay gente, gente.
Si lo veis, marcarlo, por favor.
Por mi izquierda hay gente, tío. Por ahí hay gente.
Movement.
Deberíamos de cruzar,
La gente aquí arriba, tío.
No.
¿Eh? Y yo escucho un tiro por ahí, ¿eh?
Tiro el bus entre todos.
Gas is moving.
Deberíamos llegar al aeropuerto, ¿no, hombre?
Venga, vámonos ya. Pero yo creo que en el Ikea hay gente, ¿eh?
Sí. Pero es que aquí para no nos podemos quedar.
Vámonos ya, si quieres.
Vamos a coger la...
Aquí detrás se pegan, tío. Mira, el camión, los del camión todavía.
Moving up.
Mira, por allí hay gente también.
Okay, going here.
¿Cómo han entrado aquí? ¿Quién han entrado?
I'll go around. Here. Wait, never mind that.
¿Dónde entra?
Mira,
Moving
otro,
in.
mira.
Wish me luck.
Ahí han entrado tres. Ya están a ir, por allí va los tíos.
Enemy dead.
Craqueado.
Pasa, por bombero.
Que me va a escapar, tío.
Pinchapa, Dios, ha escapado. Tío, me dieron aro.
Enemy
You ain't staying
UAV
here.
overhead.
Move.
Me has dado hacia atrás, tío.
¿Se va a coche ya?
Por aquí me han dado, había uno.
I'm going this way.
Ah, somos de malla.
Mira. Adiós.
¿A dónde vamos? ¿A dónde vamos, decís?
No, no. ¿Qué?
Tenemos que irnos, ¿no? También, ¿no?
¿Un abatido?
A echar
¿Qué
mano.
tengo que pasar? ¿Dónde?
Hay un abatido.
Sounds good.
¿Dónde?
Pues yo me iba quitando de aquí ya, porque es que no
¿Qué
vamos a
pasa?
dejar después.
¿Qué?
Hay uno.
Movement. Disregard that.
Señores.
Aquí abajo también se están pegando, tío.
Eso es de tu madre.
Es que no van a hacer un shower final, mano.
Mire, yo voy ya para abajo ya, porque...
Sí, eso es de tu madre del móvil, será o algo.
tenemos gente...
Enemy UAV overhead.
¿Ya
Enemy
sabéis que no?
UAV overhead.
Un abatido.
¿A dónde?
Gente.
Movement.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Vamos a tirarnos ya, tú. Andrés, te quedas solo, ¿eh?
Movement.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Yo sí. Asustado.
Pedido arma... Aquí hay gente, un equipo.
I'm going this way.
Aquí hay gente también. En el aeropuerto, tres
Moving.
juntitos. Y una corona.
Contact.
Data tienen que llegar, ¿no? Data tienen que venir,
¿A qué le está dando, tío?
Por el
La gente
acceso
que
al
está intentando
aeropuerto.
entrar.
Claro, bien, Andrés, bien. Data tienen que entrar.
La torta, que si no me acabo de pegar de torta. Otra torta.
Gas is closing in.
Otra
Relocating
torta.
the
Qué
safe zone.
barbaridad, tío. No me paso dormir, chaval. Qué huevo.
Yo pasaría al aeropuerto.
Ahí hay uno.
Mark out. Moving.
Andrés, ten cuidado que no te matan, Andrés. Que estás solo ahí.
Dios, me dieron de algún lado, tío. Dios, sí. Que me han pegado del aeropuerto, por ahí. Carro, tío, árbol.
¿Estoy andando? Sí.
Yo.
¿Y comprar o alguien algo? ¿Ataque o algo?
Yo un ataque.
Being tracked by an enemy team.
Onda.
Stay sharp.
Found some cash.
A por mí viene. Oye, tienen que estar por aquí ya.
Claro, no están en el. Están aquí.
Movement. Disregard that.
Gas is closing in.
Yo. Vale, de esta casa está. De esta
Setting
casa está.
waypoint.
Ahí frente, tío. No sé, pero... Creo que estaban ahí, tío.
Pegarle yo lo rusheo, tío.
Es que no sé si estaban ahí,
¿Por
tío.
dónde hay
no lo
gente
vi.
por allá arriba? Ir a un equipo de ratones subiendo por allí por la montaña que subimos nosotros ya. Los puedo marcar, mira, de lo lejos que están, sí.
Vamos a pegazo, hijo de puta, hombre. Me echaba la caza esa, tío.
Los voy a rushear, tío.
Y yo, espérate,
solo
chiquillo.
para allá, sí.
Rushear solo ahí.
Cae uno, cae uno.
Cuatro.
Going this way.
Cae uno en...
Ahí en el
Wait,
aeropuerto.
delay that.
Vamos a ver. Arriba del edificio.
Tango.
Hay otro.
Tango.
Ahora deberíamos pegar con gente delante que no tenemos que allá.
Vale.
Que os guste ustedes sus franquitas.
Sí, no hemos ido nada también. Creo yo.
Y la gente ahí.
Hoover.
Y gente aquí.
Tango.
Y aquí la solita allí parada.
Hoover.
Tú ves ese, si le pegas un tiro. Está
Sí,
solo,
chaleco.
Setting waypoint.
Oh, tío.
Mark out. Moving.
Vamos, ahí va. Moza de BR. Hola, señores. Nos vamos a follar del culo ahora cuando entremos para adelante.
Venga, pues vámonos ya.
Indio, qué francazo mandaba, pish.
¿Desde dónde?
¿Dónde?
El concesionario. Ya tome, ¿no?
Yo me iría para la izquierda, tío. Me metería en esta casa primero, tío.
Digo, allí están ya esperando.
Vámonos, vamos.
Ahora qué es, ahora para dónde vamos, ustedes con el franquito.
Para la izquierda, tío.
Ahora.
Ah, taking fire!
Tío, hijos de puta.
Aquí no hay nadie, tío.
Tengo fuera por el Chupa. Lo picha, me acabo de quitar placa en esta partida. Qué descaro,
You've
tío.
got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. You're safe. We lost the enemy trackers.
Claro, lo que pasa es que esta gente van hasta arriba del...
Allá de la montaña viene equipo. No tienen que bajar.
Otra caguillo de roja.
Moving here.
Yo no me cerra malamente esto, Maro. Dios mío de mi arma, es que yo me metía por abajo del túnel, tío, por abajo del
Sí.
túnel del aeropuerto, oye.
Vámonos. Es el mejor sitio para meternos, para mí.
¿Nos da tiempo?
Sí, hombre.
Gas is inbound. Field upgrade here.
Hay gente enfrente, tío. Dentro del túnel hay gente.
Sí.
Dentro del túnel hay gente.
¿Y yo qué?
Sí.
Hijo de puta.
Dios,
Los metáis.
me revivo, ¿eh? Me revivo.
Sit tight.
Bien.
Bueno,
Arriba y nos están pegando desde aquí arriba. Bombas, tío.
All right.
No te asomes, ¿eh, Cani? Vente.
Vamos a meternos por la puertecita de ahí, a ver si los podemos colar.
venga.
Venga.
Por la del barandado, ¿eh?
Tío, Andrés, que no sé qué hace ahí, tío. Que estás solo para allá,
Es que le estudia al carajo todo. A él le estudia.
No estoy aquí
La
con
gente que
vosotros.
van por abajo, ten cuidado que pueden coger por aquí, ¿eh? Por aquí. Por aquí pueden subir.
Y yo ya estaba dentro, chavales. Si yo ya
Sí.
estaba dentro. Estaba ahí con vosotros, tío.
¿Por dónde nos metemos? ¿Por este lado o por aquí?
Por aquí,
¿no?
¿sabes?
Para afuera.
Sí.
Salir no tenemos
Es por el
las
otro lado.
cajetillas.
Es por el otro lado, ¿no?
Pero es que por el otro lado están ellos, los por abajo.
Sí.
Aquí sí.
Enemy UAV overhead.
La torre fuera.
O lo esperamos que salga. Porque del túnel tienen que salir.
Tío, Andrés, picha.
¿Yo qué he hecho? ¿Yo qué he hecho?
Y luego matar la torre.
Fighting's
Hola,
done. The
torre,
area's
¿eh?
cleared out. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Friendly loadout drop on the way. 50 remain standing.
50 primero, el último círculo, ¿vale? Qué pedazo de corga eres, ¿no?
¿Dónde nos la jugamos? ¿Para la torre? ¿O por aquí?
Claro, para la torre. Por lo menos tenemos
Ahora
más.
Ahora iban a salir los del túnel, ¿no? Los del túnel tienen que salir.
Debería. Lo que pasa es que el túnel puede salir enfrente, puede salir de enfrente.
Waypoint marked. Move.
Me cago en el calla por aquí, hasta donde lleguemos. Y estaban pegando antes de cambiar la gente por aquí.
Ya nos están apuntando, tío.
Gas is inbound.
En la torre.
Lo ataque.
Allied cluster strike inbound.
Tirado lo de la torre. Estoy pegadito al muro.
I'm taking fire.
Estaban muy malamente aquí, tío.
Sí, yo ya estoy muerto ya.
Pegadito al muro. Pegadito al muro aquí.
Ya estoy yo tumbado ya.
Están tirando.
Aquí han saltado.
¿Abatido? ¿Muerto?
Enemy UAV overhead.
No, uno por detrás. Aquí hay una rata por detrás, tío. Una puta rata por detrás, tío.
Y me pilla poniéndose la máscara, tío. Me pilla poniéndose la máscara, tío.
Only 25 left. Keep up the good work.
Mira ahí.
Ahí. Ya te ha visto. Ahora da la espalda, cojones.
25 remain. More hard out there.
Y yo me voy, tío.
Yo también. Retiré.
¿Se va esto?
Sí, tío. Buenas noches.
Eso vale. Hasta la próxima.
Vemos.
A las buenas noches. Yo...
Alright everyone, let's go over some PS5 tips and tricks, things you did not know about. When playing a game and tapping the PlayStation button, you're brought back to the control center, which is a close equivalent to, say, the PS4's quick menu, but on PS4, the quick menu is a long press of the PS button. Well, if you didn't know, on PS5, this is actually reversed, so if you're playing a game or have a media streaming app open and you want to go right to the home screen and not the control center, do a long press and it will take you there. When using the control center, press the options button, which is now the unlabeled 3 lines button. Technically, it's still called options. This will allow you to configure the control center. So if you don't use things like music or broadcasting, you can turn those off. Or you can turn on things like accessibility options if you want to easily access those. There's also an option for quick PSVR settings if you have a headset yourself. As of filming this video, PS5 does not have a quick resume feature that suspends multiple games in the background. Even though the switcher looks like it, you're still technically starting games from a cold boot. However, we all know PS5's activity cards let you jump to certain sections of a game very quickly. Well, from the switcher, instead of hitting play on a recent game, which would start it normally, go to the game's hub. This will let you access its activity cards without actually starting it. With PS5's fast SSD, you're right to where you want to be in a matter of seconds instead of starting the game normally and then having to choose levels or multiplayer lobbies through the game's menus. If you make this a habit, it becomes a lot more convenient, especially if most of your games are digital. On PS5, trophies have been updated with a lot of nice changes and features. One of them that you might not have noticed is videos. PS5 will now save a short video clip of you earning your trophy moments before it happens. The video will have an animation play out that introduces your trophy up until it unlocks. In settings, capture and broadcasts, and trophies, you can either turn this off or set the video duration, which, depending on the trophy, you might want to make it longer for more context of what you're actually going through. One unexplainable problem you may have had on PS4 Pro with the 4K TV was screen flickering. It cuts off for a second, and then it comes back, which is definitely annoying. Well, for PS5, head to your settings, screen and video, and under video output, try lowering the 4K video transfer rate to -1 or -2. This might remedy the problem if you encounter it on PS5. The PlayStation 5 can save some of your commonly preferred preferences. Go to Settings, Save Data and Game App Settings, and scroll down to Game Presets. These are some common options you'd find in most games nowadays, like difficulty, subtitles, and audio. You can set the options you normally use so that next time you start a new game, these are selected automatically. Even better, you can set your preference for camera movement in first and third-person games separately. You can also choose an option for favoring high frame rate modes or high-resolution modes with the possibility of greater graphical fidelity. Depends on the game, of course. The only caveat is that this feature works on supported games only, so it's not a guarantee for everything, but still worth switching on what you like before diving into games. And then specify a heavy game that you haven't played yet. PS5 will warn you before you check out that screenshot. That's assuming the developer has labeled that scene as a spoiler. Now, if you check the box for everything you haven't seen, then it doesn't matter where the screenshot is, you'll still get a warning. Not bad. When it comes to microphone settings, you have a lot more options on PS5. Head to Settings and go to Sound. Under Microphone, you can now configure things like when your microphone is automatically used, like basing it off your current login status, or changing it when you start a chat or a broadcast. In the same menu, go to Audio Output. PS5 now lets you specify the audio output to a specific device, like an AV amplifier or a soundbar. You can also adjust the channels your device supports, alongside the speaker positions of your setup. Now, if you're more of a headset user, that's good because PS5, of course, has a large focus on a 3D audio experience through headphones. And remember, any pair of headphones will utilize this feature as long as it's through a USB dongle or the DualSense headphone jack. You don't need to buy a crazy expensive pair if you don't want to. But anyway, in the same menu, be sure to choose a 3D audio profile that sounds best to you. Everyone experiences sound differently, and these presets are here for the fluctuation between different people. You can vastly improve your 3D audio experience by setting this. Okay, we're almost done with sound. Before we leave, head to the bottom of audio output and you'll have the option to turn off the home screen music or keytones. Game applications on PS5 play an audio track from that game if you're hovering over them, kind of like PS3. And PS4 actually did this too, but most never realize this because you actually change it since the music will be different based on the...
Download a free audiobook with your 30-day trial.
games that enjoy higher frame rates, decreased loading, and possibly even higher resolutions with a dynamic resolution setting. But PS5's SSD storage is a bit limited, and you need this space for PS5 content. So this is where you're definitely going to want to use an external drive for PS4 games, and this is honestly a win-win-and-win scenario this way, especially if you use an external SSD. With this, you save the internal storage for PS5 games, and you still get to play PS4 content off the external drive with boosted performance. In fact, the load times are extremely close to if they were installed internally. And if you're like me, you might prefer a clean look in your entertainment center with no hanging wires or dongles. Well, you can plug this drive into the back of the PS5 and hide it away. Even better, external SSDs are cheaper than the going rate for upcoming compatible NVMe 4.0 drives. So right now you're better off buying an external SSD for PS4 games. FYI, even an external HDD still has faster loading with boosted performance over playing the game natively on PS4. Now, if you like this option, make sure you go to Settings, Storage, and check off the option to always install PS4 games on that extended storage. It is important to point out, though, if you do in fact want to transfer PS4 content right to the PS5, there's a very convenient way to do this if you don't want to use an external drive or you don't want to reinstall your games. You can do it right over a local Wi-Fi connection or use an Ethernet cable connecting both consoles directly. What's really convenient about this is that once the transfer starts, you can keep using your PS5. Before, if you did this with a PS3 to PS3 or a PS4 to PS4, it would lock up the consoles, but on PS5, the system isn't interrupted. The mute button on the DualSense is really handy, but doing a long press on it will actually mute the PS5 itself entirely, and this will happen under any audio sources. Sure it's the right one. This may be an odd circumstance, just fine. And there are two dust catchers on the upright side of the console. If you're in a dusty environment or you have pets, it's probably worth checking these every few months to clean out, making sure your console is in tip-top shape. You might have already noticed this when typing on PS5, but predictive text now has an R1 prompt for the first result. Been a huge pain.
The best way to make money with Amazon in 2021 is not by selling physical products on Amazon like everyone thinks.
You can visit a game's product listing and add it to your wish list, which you can then read. The brand mode that you want to start. Just make sure that you're using rest mode and enable the ability to download games while in rest mode. Log you in and launch the game. Even when a DualSense, you can in fact connect an external USB drive to play back music, videos, and photos like PS4. The difference here is that there's no media player app to show you that you have this functionality. So make sure you have a drive that's formatted as FAT32 and save music files in a folder named Music at the top of the drive's directory. For videos, the media gallery. This is a great option to move the web browser feature, and it's likely not coming back due to possible exploits. However, there is still a web browser like Twitter. This will open up a limited web browser to link your account. Instead, hit the Twitter icon up top and it will prompt you to log in normally. Now, you can't manually enter in web addresses, but from this point forward, you're on Twitter and you can start freely clicking. Never offered this on PS4, and yet this feature will retroactively home screen. You can eject the disk from any application. It doesn't have to be the exact one you're trying to eject. Any application will give you the option to eject a disk. Thank you so much for watching this. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Brian, and that is it. I will see.
Your PlayStation 5 is a powerful machine. And in this video right here, I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks and things you need to know if you want to be the best PlayStation 5 with Cyberpunk 20 the punked to the next level. Don't be a punked or get punked. Save some extra cash by using my coupon codes and links down in the video description below. And now, back to the video. Hey, welcome back all you beautiful streamers. Wild for Games here, helping you become, if you want to stream, over tips and tricks with a capture card. But before you stop watching, trust me, there's a lot of tips and tricks in this video. Even if you use a capture card, it seduces more bandwidth, which will give you more clarity, better resolution, and allow you to enjoy all the graphic HDMI 2.1 port in it. A lot of them don't have this because this is brand new tech. Actually, a few are only on the market. I'll do you a favor and link down in the video description below that'll take you to some. In no way can I recommend one because I don't even own one yet. And the reason this is important is because you're going to be able to enjoy the game at its full benefit and see all the beautiful clarity and resolution that which allows. So this means bandwidth, which will give comes new generation tech. And on the back of your PlayStation 5 is an HDMI 2.1 port, which allows for more bandwidth, which will give you more clarity, better resolution, and allow you to enjoy all the graphics that are in the games that you're playing and streaming. So this means that you're going to have to make a few upgrades. Yeah, one of the first things you're going to do would be a TV or monitor that has an HDMI 2.1 port in it. A lot of them don't have this because this is brand new tech. Actually, a few are only on the market. I'll do you a favor. And link down in the video description below that'll take you to some. In no way can I recommend one because I don't even own one yet. And the reason this is important is because you're going to be able to enjoy the game at its full benefit and see all the I mean, this is just a life upgrade. Sorry, you're going to have to invest in the PlayStation camera. Now, sadly, it's not that great. I've done a full review on this camera that I recommend checking out in the top right corner. But showing off your face allows you to make a genuine connection with your audience, and it's going to give them a reason to tune in because they're going to share those connections, those reactions, and all those engaged moments. Now, when it comes to the PlayStation 5 camera, you want to make sure that you adjust your camera capture. So this way it can capture you best for when you're moving around within the camera source. Also adjusting all the camera settings so that way you get the correct exposure and you look as best as possible. And don't forget to make sure that you invest in a little bit of lighting. Since this camera works pretty well in low light situations, it still needs a little bit of help. So investing in something like a little small LED light panel, like a newer light panel, which I'll link down below for only a couple of bucks, will really help the clarity and resolution and what this camera can produce. Audio is always going to be king when it comes to streaming to platforms like Twitch and YouTube. And for your PlayStation 5, I really recommend you invest in a decent headset that delivers good clarity and richness of sound for when you talk through it. Some of my favorite options out there are the HyperX Cloud series of headsets and also the Game 1 headset from Sennheiser. I'll put both of those in the video description down below. One's a little more expensive, but trust me, both are great headsets. But you know what you can also do if you want to start migrating yourself into be a true streamer is any USB microphone can be detected from the PlayStation 5. And you know what's a great option? The Toner Q9. You can actually plug that in and set it up on the boom, and now balance and clarity of your audio, which you can do in the audio settings of your PlayStation 5. It allows you to find where the audio is going to be best at so you're not peaking or too low. Super important to do when it comes to Wi-Fi and Ethernet. If you just got your PlayStation 5, you most likely will. However, when you turn Wi-Fi on your PS5, it mostly overwrit the LAN as what needs to be recognized. You're going to get all the bandwidth you need for your upload and download to make sure that you are, when you put your Ethernet PS5, around 15 hours of continuous gameplay out of it. But if you're like me, you most likely forget to charge it all the time in between games and streams. And the last thing you need is your controller dying on you during the stream, because that's going to lead to a crappy stream and you ending your stream. So the tip would be get a longer charge cable if your system's further away from you, or invest in a charging station or a second controller. So that way you can always keep your stream going. If things do go bad with your controller, you can actually improve your personal brand and keep it growing on your PlayStation 5. If you go under your profile, you can change your image to match what your Twitch and YouTube channel is. Hey, this is brand awareness. You can also add to your profile under your PlayStation 5, which I recommend every PS5 user does. You can add your Twitch channel, your schedule, where to find you, important information. They can click in on your profile, find, and broadcast. We want to make a few adjustments here. You want to make sure that you change your capture backlog time to 15 minutes, which is going to give you nice ample time, because when you're in the moment of your game, you're going to forget to capture, which is why you want to have it set to 15 minutes. So that way it gives you a nice long breathing room. PNG is a lossless format, which means it's going to keep all the clarity and resolution of what you're going to export or use for it much, much easier. And WebM is going to be very difficult for a lot of people out there. And even free programs out there, if you want to make cool clips or highlights or memes, way better. Yeah, 4K is cool, but working in WebM is going to be very difficult for a lot of people out there. Now, if you only plan to export things like Twitter or YouTube directly from your PS5, yeah, go full ham and use the 4K WebM option. But I would rather see you do a little more personal editing and branding, so I'm going to recommend the MP4 file format. When it comes to streaming from your PlayStation 5 directly to Twitch and YouTube broadcasting apps, I already did a video on that top right corner. Showed you how to in a tutorial. Really awesome. Check it out for a second. And there's no direct answer because it really depends on what you have available to you. But the best way to check to see if these are even the realms of 60 frames per second. And there's no direct answer because it really depends on what you have available to you. But the best way to check to see if these are even the realms of possibility is go under and test your ISP Ethernet connection. From here, it's going to let you know, hey, what's your up and download speed. And using Twitch's own chart will give you an indication if you can stream at 720, or 1080p, or 30 frames, or 60 frames per second. If I could make a personal suggestion, start at 720. It's still a great viewing experience on Twitch and YouTube. Stream a couple of that, and then re-watch your streams to make sure that there's no mosaicing, no banning, no drop frames, and that everything looks good. If your internet and PS5 can handle it, hey, jump it up to 1080. But make sure you watch the streams after that, because since you're doubling the amount of pixels, and better for the viewer is always the correct move. A big part of being a streamer is growing your social medias, which is why you have platforms in just a few moments and a few simple clicks. If you're the type of broadcaster that plans on get a new trophy or a new skin, you can easily share it and bump into those social media platforms in media accounts on your PlayStation 5. And better for the viewer is always the correct move. A big part of being a streamer is growing your social medias, which is why you want to link your social media accounts on your PlayStation 5. This way, when you get new unlocks or you get a new trophy or a new skin, you can easily share it and bump it to those social media platforms in just a few moments and a few simple clicks. If you're the type of broadcaster that plans on doing more for PlayStation 5's content, I really recommend investing into a thumb drive. A nice cheap one will do. The reason this is important is because you can download all of your JPEGs, your files, your PNGs, whatever you're collecting onto this thumb drive and export it and put it on your computer. That'll give you better options to work with it in like Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Premiere. So this way you can make cool clips or highlights or GIFs or memes or just even montages. Something that's really cheap that you can get for. Make sure you do two things. One, make sure you don't block your gameplay or be too intrusive on it. So we want to make sure we put your camera in a good position. The nice thing with the PlayStation 5 is you can move it to multiple positions, which is great for all the different types of games you play. Also super important is make sure you know what game you're playing, so that way you're not blocking things like a mini map or who you're playing with or your loadout, anything that's important. Also, you can, for number 2, choose the size of your camera. Really cool on the PlayStation 5. Small, medium, and large. Now, bigger is always better, so that way your viewing audience can see you and have that connection with you. And sometimes the biggest one isn't always going to be the best, because again, it can be the camera size, it can be on top of your chat. That's just how the layers work. So if your camera is in the same placement as your chat population on screen, your camera could be cutting off what your viewers are saying to you, hence stopping you from seeing it and engaging with them. So make sure you think about not just camera position, like you said, but also chat placement as well. A really cool tip and trick that I recommend: Overlay Expert Twitch extension. Both will give you access to certain things like graphics and alerts. I did a video on the own one. I haven't done one just yet. All the bells and whistles. You can get in command for when you do chatbot. Hey, by the way, Streamlabs know how much you appreciate my tips and my hair. It's really awesome. You streamer. Just going to the shortcuts on the PS5 and go over to the tile and just hide your camera if you need to do that. Another good way to protect your privacy. Perhaps the best place by just going to the short box into your room. You don't want to show them mother, father, girlfriend, boyfriend, kids, anything like that. Hey, you can also hide your camera by just going to the shortcuts on the PS5 and go over to the tile and just hide your camera if you need to do that. Another good way to protect your privacy. Perhaps the best PlayStation 5 streaming tool and accessory that I can recommend for my tips and tricks is download the PlayStation app, messages and all that, the graphic to a friend on PlayStation, on social media. Do that, you're going to find some strong thing you're going to find when you're a streamer on Twitch and YouTube is people are going to ask you, how did you do that? Or how do you do playing? And if you change and customize everything, the dock, the button mapping on your PlayStation 5, it becomes really hard to teach people because it's just something you know. So keep everything default, so that way when people ask, work what? Do that. Obviously you can rewatch it on Twitch, PlayStation 5 streamer out there. One of the best tips I can give anyone is make sure you rewatch your streams. There's a few ways you can do that. Obviously, you can rewatch it on Twitch or YouTube directly, but if you want to watch something off your PS5, you can actually click in straight from the broadcast that you just accomplished on the PlayStation and watch it from there. Point is, whichever way you choose to rewatch your streams, all the right wild for game tricks on how to grow with your PlayStation 5. I gotta get back to my Apex Legends and work my way up past the lowest tier of platinum. I am stuck there.
The new 888 Poker Experience, made to play with 20... pounds free bonus. No deposit.
Next, do it. And it's actually very, very easy, and there's really nothing that you need. All you need is your PlayStation 5 console, maybe with the exception of the phone that you'll get. Oh my goodness, I think it's all tangled up. If you do own the PlayStation camera, go ahead and set this bad boy up. All you're going to need to do is place this on your TV or monitor in front of you, preferably, so you get a nice straight USB end of the camera into one of the USB ports on the PlayStation. So that's how you get the camera all situated. Next, you can go to the console, and then you want to press and hold the PlayStation home button. That'll bring you to the user interface. Then go ahead to your settings. Then you're going to want to scroll down all the way to the bottom till you see captures and broadcast. Select that, go to broadcast, and then you'll have a couple options. The first one being the video quality. You can select your output of your stream to be up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. For the audio, you can select whether or not you want to include your voice chat. So anyone that you're in a party with, they'll have their voices recorded if they're okay with it. The next tab is the camera, and this is where you'll activate your camera. See, right when I entered it, it showed my camera right away, so you can see yourself, maybe make some fine-tune adjustments so that it looks, perfect on the gameplay. So it look like maybe the square one was probably the best there, and then chroma key if you have like a green screen. Flip horizontal, sometimes that's cool to rock with if you want your camera orientation to look a certain way. So, that's up to you. Effects, I don't usually go with any of these because it just looks weird. I don't see why you would use those for a face cam, but hey, whatever floats your boat, you can go with that. Brightness, you can change if you're too dark, if you don't have good lighting. Right here, you can see that my face cam is just completely gone. Take it all the way to the left, it's completely there. If your camera becomes out of focus, select refocus, and it'll focus more on your face. And if you don't like any of your settings, stream won't see this, but you will see it so you can respond to chat messages. Just in case with display chat, you can allow your chat messages to be displayed over your gameplay while you're playing. Your stream won't see this, but you will see it so you can respond to chat messages. Just in case you don't have a second screen device like a laptop, phone, tablet, you'll still be able to read your chat. Display the activity so you'll see when you get new viewers to the stream and how many people are watching your stream as well. The overlay position will allow you to select where you want that activity feed to come in. Chat to speech, you can turn that on if you want every single chat message to be read out loud. I usually don't like this being on because it can be very distracting to the gameplay while you're playing, so I just keep it off and I just read it. So those are the main broadcast settings. You can go back to your game now, and we still got to do one more thing before we go live.
Yo, David, que se me había olvidado, loco. Tío. Invito ya. Yo, que hemos echado
Dime.
2 partidas aquí yo.
Que habéis echado otra, ¿no, cabrón?
Y nada otra. 9 bajitas. Y ya me han matado. Y ahora he visto tu mensaje y me he salido ya de haber echado a este.
Then I can go down to adjust microphone level, which is kind of important to be honest. Right? But we have to double check that. Let's just double check our select broadcast, and this is where you'll be able to select your service and also your broadcast option. Before we get to the service, let's just double check our broadcast option. You know, we want the camera display the chat, display the activity, overlay position. So I'm gonna go live on Twitch right now. All right, and before you even get started here, keep in mind that the camera is not set yet, so you can all around my screen, but I like it before that on that left side. So we're gonna keep it there and select it, and we will be live, and my base camera will be right where I selected it to be. If I wanted to adjust where this PlayStation camera is, I have to press the PlayStation home button again once. You can see that I'm on air, so just select that option. In these, I get more settings so I can unmute my microphone, camera options so I can turn my base camera off, and also move the camera. So in case I need to see something on that side. One of the options I'm hoping here is to hide face camera. Like I still want my face camera to be shown, but I don't want it over my gameplay while I'm playing the whole time. I don't really need to see myself like that anymore. I have access to these 3 overlay options as well while I'm wanted to see something on that side. One of the options I'm hoping to see here is to hide face camera. I still want my face camera to be shown, but I don't want it over gameplay while I'm playing the whole time. I don't really need to see myself like that anymore. I have access to these 3 overlay options as well while I'm live streaming. And here we can pause the broadcast and also stop the broadcast. Now, if you change your service to YouTube, this is the setting title, set a description, put some tags in. You can also set the privacy, whether or not you want it public, unlisted, or private. Keep in mind, in order for your activity to show up on your screen while you're playing, you must have that public. So once you have those fields set, go live. That's really all there is to it, guys. We're streaming directly off the PlayStation 5.
Yo.
Vale, te he invitado.
No te excusaba, tío.
Porque me he quitado lo de esto. estaba jugando con el chaval ese, me he puesto el audio de...
¿Y cómo lo ha puesto? Y estaba metido también en el grupo.
Pues en ajuste, le das ajuste y pone dar prioridad a sonido del juego.
No me entra ahora, tío, me cago en los muertos. Que no me entra. Ahora.
No,
Y el ya entrado yo. ¿Y el Saba dónde está?
No sé, me ha sacado. Espérate. ¿Qué me acaba de sacar?
Yo estoy entrado, yo estoy contigo.
Vale, Flores, invitado. Vale, yo pedí Flores. Vale. Tío.
¿Qué arma es la que tú llevas?
La FAR.
Escúchame, pero a tu colega no lo excuso, ¿eh?
No, es que hay que meter en el audio. Invitado, espérate. Flores, está aquí.
¿Cuál es la skin de la negra esa, tío? Esta es la mejor skin que hay.
We're holding for deployment. Now's a good time to warm up. Alright, that's enough mucking about. Now we do this for real. Battle Royale. Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you get moving.
¿Dónde, chavales?
Mark scavenger contract.
Vámonos.
Flores. ¿Sí, dónde está ahí?
Sí.
Alright lads, let's get it done. Located a supply box. Secure
En el
that
Milan en
position.
otro tejado. Hay dinero, ¿vale?
Enemy soldier incoming.
Moving.
Objectives updated. Move to the next location.
Hell yes. Grab that cash.
target.
Next objective location. All supply boxes found. Solid work.
Recon contract identified.
Pues tendríamos palmas ya, ¿no?
Sí. Deja el dinero en la caja.
Hell yeah. Grab that cash.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Enemy UAV overhead.
Tiro caja de armas.
Anyone use that gear?
¿Tenéis una sapita?
Friendly UAV overhead.
No, pero voy a comprar.
No, toma, yo.
I'm moving.
Oh,
Heading out.
Gas is
Recon
inbound.
contract identified.
Move to the next area and secure the
Hijo de
perimeter.
puta.
Dios, ha caído.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Aquí gente.
I'm moving.
Aquí gente bajo mía. Vale.
Voy. ¿Dónde?
Enemy UAV overhead.
Yo estoy aquí abajo. Sí, está abajo. Hay uno nada más, ¿eh?
Lo veo. Está por ahí una bala. A una bala, chavales.
Voy. ¿Ya?
He muerto.
¿No la banderita? Allí había gente, ¿eh? En el estadio, ¿no?
No, en el estadio acabo de ir yo y no me han disparado.
Enemy UAV overhead.
A mí me ven,
A mí también.
Vale. Yo tengo que contar, vale. ¿Cuánto quedan? ¿2 minutos? No, ¿cuánto tiempo no?
Podemos parar esperarla, ¿no?
Y aquí están.
Heading this way.
Primary objective accomplished. Recon intel secured.
Recon contract identified.
Aquí no vamos a meter sitio.
A David no le gusta mucho. Ni tampoco. ¿Comprar uno más? Lo compro yo.
Voy a comprar un UAV.
Joder. Yo ya estoy calentito. Total, no gana ninguna hoy.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Repositioning.
Eso jura, joder. No.
Este está volando.
Heading out.
Aquí hay gente también.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Lo acabo de ver, tío. Está metiendo para adentro. Este no era el de...
Dios, ¿dónde va, cojones?
Bro, super pesado. Bro, ¿cómo me has rematado? Detrás, te viene por aquí. ¡Oh! ¿Cómo me ha matado tan rápido, tío?
Brutal.
Con fuerza vulnerante, hermano. Estaba una puta bala, tío.
Gulag now. Fight to earn redeployment.
Qué puto asco de gente.
Fight's kicking off. You're up next, mate. Get ready.
Está detrás esperándote, está. Detrás del coche. Bueno.
Win here and you return to the front line. You lose, your fight is over.
Ya veis, ahora mirando.
Sort them out or capture the objective.
No, coño, cojones, venga ya, cojones, venga ya.
If your team has the cash, they can pay for your release.
I'll drive.
No, Franco.
I'll drive.
Most wanted contract. Secure the most wanted contract. Your teammate has been marked as a high-value target. Keep them protected.
Me han pillado mis fantasmas, tío.
I got the wheel. Vehicle marked. I'm driving. I'm moving. I'm moving.
A ver. Me gusta tu técnica. Yo.
I'm driving.
Dale, ahora.
Repositioning.
¿Para las armas?
Yo voy para
Voy
allá,
a
¿no?
cogerla rápido. Vale, bien, me vienen.
Ahora estoy aquí ya.
I got the wheel.
Quillo, ¿vienes a por nosotros?
We've got gas inbound.
I got the
Safe
wheel.
zone relocated.
Aguanta un momento.
Un momento no existe.
Bro, es que se están matando aquí.
Yo, y podemos morir todos, cabrón. ¡Vámonos!
Una bala, tío.
Ya está
Una
muerto.
bala.
Still, you're gonna be okay.
Eres un mamón,
Está muerto, ¿no?
Eres un mamón.
En nota.
Sí, pero me quedo sin balas, pero creo que había otro equipo, 50 metros,
Vale.
viene otro equipo.
Necesito balas Franco. Sí, por la
Toma.
izquierda.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Hostia, ustedes los ven, ¿no?
No, a mí no. A 26 metros son dos, ¿eh?
Sí, ya.
Están dentro.
Toca uno.
Frag out.
Gas is inbound.
Taking fire.
Dios, Quillo, en serio, tío. La puta fal, tío. La puta fal, tío.
¿Y en ese momento?
Es uno, está detrás del
No, tengo
contador
dos.
de luz. Detrás del contador de luz está.
¿Ves? ¿Cómo sabía que esto iba a estar
Oh, that
disparado?
private will settle the score.
Brutal, vamos.
Yo si no tienes fantasma, cabrón.
Pero, bro, si no había UAV.
Pero tienes radar, ¿no?
No estaba apuntando ahí directamente con el franco.
Entonces lo que es un previsible. Y tú has hecho lo que creías. Es que te gusta mucho pelearte, Florenti. Te gusta pelearte, tío. Pero eres muy estático, te quedas quieto.
Bro, es que te lo juro, lo he dejado sin escudo al que te ha matado, bro, otra vez. Y ya me ha empezado a reventar, me he cubierto.
Qué buena,
Yes.
Franco, tío. El K ese, no, el van no,
El
¿cómo
car.
va?
El car es brutal.
El K. Uf. Yo, es que no falla, tío. Es que no falla.
Es el que yo llevo siempre. Bueno, antes llevaba la SDR. O el
Sí,
SPR.
pero el CAR está ahora mismo.
Get yourselves a proper warm-up. We'll be deploying soon.
Con
Yo creo,
la FAR.
yo creo que voy a jugar este media costa, tío.
Vale, eso cabezón. Yo también. En la cama. Modo cucharita. Ojo.
Warm-up's done. Time to kick this off.
Venga, David. Marca ustedes.
Sí, sí, tío.
Pero muy bien. Ficha. Vamos a la caleta. Vale.
Battle Royale. Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you get moving.
Reelección libre.
Bounty contract here. Bounty contract here.
¿Dónde vamos? ¿A los... abajo el carro o...?
Lo que tú digas. Yo he marcado esto por marcar.
Yo iría a lootear por aquí primero.
Moving here.
Coger las armas y nos ponemos ya en modo acción.
Vale, yo lo que sí, chavales, que esta es la última que he hecho.
Vale.
Your primary objective is to kill them all.
Tengo caja de bala, ¿eh?
Vale. Por aquella pasta que he dicho yo.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Empezamos con uno. Bueno.
Falta poco para armas,
Extra medical here.
Un auto, ¿vale?
Vale. Voy a los autobuses de aquí abajo. Yo espero que con lo de los autobuses ya se pueda comprar las armas.
Ya. Ya podemos.
Vámonos.
Armor's here.
¿Dónde la vamos a comprar? ¿Aquí o...?
Ahí.
¿Dónde está?
Vendor marked.
Vendido por 400, tú.
Got some cash here.
Gas is closing in. Enemy UAV overhead.
Pues esto es de eso y tira un más. Yo tiro las cajas ahora.
¿Eh?
Repositioning.
Bro, tengo gente.
Quillo.
Vente para atrás. David, que nos
Ya,
queda la gana.
No tienes forma,
Dios. Pues ahí se han llevado un...
Yo, ¿cómo me han aparecido tan rápido ahí?
Win here and you return to the front line. You
Es
lose,
que
your
ya
fight
hasta
is
hora de la
over.
noche no soy persona.
Time to earn your freedom, soldier. Looking a little worse for
Esta
wear.
cara, hombre.
You're heading back to base.
Qué asco de gente, tú.
If your team has the cash, they can pay for your release.
I got an aid station here.
I need a most wanted contract.
Cojo la corona y voy a la torre, bro.
Vale.
Be advised, your
Sí,
teammate has
hacemos
been marked
pasta.
as a high value target. Keep
Ten
them
cuidado por
secure.
ahí, ¿eh? Mira, han dejado ahí un ataque o algo, ¿eh, David?
¿Te vienes aquí conmigo, David? ¿Compramos las armas?
Y no, usted está muerto.
Most wanted target eliminated. Contract failed.
Sálvalo.
Compraros las armas, bro. No reyes por mí ahora.
No. Sálvalo.
La puta, tío.
¿A dónde vamos? ¿Vamos ahí?
Mark out. Moving.
Ahí
Vamos a las
no.
armas.
Si looteamos ahí, podemos coger dinero y comprar las armas.
Parece que está sin lootear.
Sí, por eso.
Joder, no hay pasta, tío. ¿En serio? Ni un puto euro, tío.
Vamos a ir abajo.
I'll drive.
Mira, vieja gente.
¿En serio, bro? Nada.
Loadout drop headed your way.
I can drive.
Intenta echar un
Gas is
vistazo.
closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Cuidado que esto está todo abierto,
Hay dos.
Por eso.
Ahora. Hostia.
Van casa.
tumbado uno, está sin escudo,
Dios, si pudiera coger las putas armas, tío, por el puto Franco.
Allied cluster strike
Ya.
inbound.
Cogerlo.
Este hay otro por aquí.
Repositioning.
Fuck it, I'll drive.
Ojo. Como me la polla, hijo de puta.
Dios, chiquillo, me has reventado.
Tengo 5 placas, ¿vale? Y caja de placas.
¿Dónde están? ¿Los veis?
Han ido para casa.
Vale.
Losing ground.
Ya no los veo, tío.
Han ido por allí.
Eyes up.
No, por
We're the
allí.
first to come through.
Por aquí había uno.
Heading this way.
Que vale, camión y para
Bounty
adelante,
contract here.
Get to the safe zone.
I'll
Pick it up.
drive.
¿no? David, tengo placa. Vamos aquí abajo.
Bro, haz como que te vas.
Welcome.
Y me comen la polla, ¿no? Eso es... Eso es un dicho que decía yo muchas veces. Haz como que te va a caer. Me están disparando. Bueno, chavales, Loren, tío, que te gusta estar en el círculo, vámonos.
Vámonos.
A ver, cabrón. Cabrón, no, cabrón.
Ya esto es muleo ya. Para coger carte. Cose, cose. Yo, me han tumbado.
Anímalo, Flores, déjate de disparar.
Bro, si los he dejado sin escudo a los que te lo han matado, bro. Gente aquí también.
Marcamos un sitio. Flores.
Yo me he parado.
Y Ghost. Guay. Ay, están en lo alto del puente, cabrón. ¿Por qué te paras aquí? Hijo de puta eres. Eres hijo de puta, eres Flores. Eres un mamo.
Flores, métete.
Tío. Eres un amor, tío.
Aquí hay más gente,
Moving here.
Vámonos de aquí, Guillo. Me quitas nada de aquí medio del canto, Churri. Guillo, caja de placa, David.
Armor's here.
Chavales.
Bro, me han tumbado a la izquierda. Por aquí.
Flores. Yo. Vámonos de aquí, David, tío.
Vámonos.
Estamos en todo el medio del campo, tío.
Yo no tengo ni
Las placas
placa.
están ahí arriba, en la casa, te lo he dicho. En medio del campo, tío. Y encima que hemos venido en camión.
Vámonos. Espera.
¡Corre!
Vámonos.
Está aquí atrás, Churri.
Dios, me han tumbado, tú. Vete de aquí. No, ya no, vete. Dios mío, no fallan ni una. Qué barbaridad, tío. A por ti va.
Pues venga. Va.
Tiene que estar más para atrás, ¿no? Mira, no, están
Son
ahí.
3.
Dios mío, que no falla el loco. Ya están zumbando de otro lado.
Tú sabes que tú vas a venirte conmigo, ¿no, papi?
Ponle una de eso, ¿no? ¿Están entrados? Sí. Qué buena, cojones. Dios, tío, qué barbaridad. Quillo,
¿Y ese ha muerto?
nos vemos, chavales.
Vale.
Hércules ya.